Hello, welcome back to BS Live. In this episode, I'm gonna take another look at the ball pen add-on by Kushiro. So it's gonna be like just another improvisation, but it's gonna be interesting. So let's get started. So we have the default cube. We can look at it from the front view, right? And we can add a. I'm gonna quickly add a mirror, and also gonna add remesh modifier. Okay. So I'm gonna jump into edit mode. So again, this is an add-on. Uh, Once you install the add-on, it's called ball pen. Once you install it, it's gonna show up in edit mode when you right click. Okay. So by default, you can remember, if you watch my previous video, you can paint something on top of the default cube or whatever 3D mesh. Okay, so it will recognize the face, the polygon face, and you can quickly draw stroke. And here what I'm doing differently, I have mirror applied, mirror modifier applied, so you can see the result. And on top of this, we also have remesh. With this remesh, by default, this thing is turned off. We can turn it on. So it's gonna, if we turn this on, it's gonna actually recalculate the remeshing on the fly. Okay, so that's gonna, that's what I'm gonna show you. So so let's quickly reset all of this. I delete everything. I recreate the default cube, and I'm gonna start making something. So ball pen. This is actually the latest update on this add-on, which is added a day after it's being released. You can actually draw something, like draw these balls, and you can tap R and you can rotate it. So I think this is really handy to correctly, like you draw a stroke and you want to rotate it, and you can also tap G to place the stroke correctly. I noticed that oftentimes it's actually leaving this additional ball, so there's probably a little bugs, but I think we can live with it. So I'm gonna use the control. If I hold the control, I can actually paint on top of this default box, right? And if you want to draw the legs, so let's say I'm drawing the stroke for the leg. Just gonna draw it like this, and the rotation is wrong, so from the top view, I'm gonna tap R and rotate. So the rotation actually works only from the camera view, so you cannot use the local rotations axis. But I think this is super handy. And Control Shift change the radius of the balls, so you can have a smaller size balls, and you can continue paint on the character. Like so. Very interesting little add-on. Oops, I forgot to hold control. And the latest updates on this add-on also allows you to switch from drawing balls to draw box or rectangle. So you can actually draw a rectangle like this. Currently, of course, the performance seems a bit slow, but that's because I have this remesh turned on. So maybe turn off that remesh. Okay, so this is a lot faster. And go back to this ball pen, rectangle mode. There you go. So the size has gone back to to the original default. Same thing with box. If you draw something, you want to change the rotations, you can. I wish it can do local rotation, so I can tap R twice and then get a better control on the rotations. But here you go. It's a really quick way to create a base sculpt for your character. Once you're done, you tap Q and you go back to object mode, and with the mirror maybe you want to turn on bisect and turn on remesh once again. Let's adjust this. Need to be careful with remesh. If the number is too small, it's not good for Blender. Command A twice. Now we have this character. Of course, you don't stop here. You can continue sculpting the mesh. So go to sculpt mode. You can use inflate and start sculpting. You know, oops, that's I'm just gonna smooth that. So normally you're just gonna maybe inflate or deflate or just smooth things to get a random thickness. Not random thickness, I think the weight of character is very important, because our ball, sphere, and of course the box also have a, it doesn't have like a, you know, like thickness or whatever, so you want to create variations of thickness by using inflate. I think, I mean, with the eyes, everything, I mean, you can properly sculpt it. Apparently it's just what I found is it's still a really expressive way to do 3D modeling, and I quite like it. It's not the norm. I mean, normally you might use like a skin modifier method, but this is also can be really fun to try. Eyeball, actually eyeball is better to be drawn like that. So there's like an insert and then you draw another. I don't know. It takes time, and with the mouth, of course, when you're drawing it with the ball pen, you're drawing it on top to get this. This might be what you want. However, I mean, don't need to be too scared to try something different. Okay, vertex painting, right? Start with this dirty vertex color if you want, and paint it. Yeah, why not? Use some crazy color. It's your own work. It reminds me of chips. The performance of vertex color is actually really fast, and if you use blurring as well, you can get a quite painterly look, like watercolor painter. Perhaps probably a good idea if I started to by coloring the base mesh first. I'm doing it backward, slightly unusual. If you remember works by Tim Burton, I like how expressive his character sketch is. purple. Yeah, let's use purple. And okay, the eyes looks too normal. Let's just go crazy. If a character have red eyes like this, it tends to look pretty evil. So it's normal white color, orange eyeball. But always add a like, yep, some crazy looking character there. So again, we have to do this material, base color, assign a vertex color, so we can see it here and render this out. Okay, so that's a quick character creations. I call it just a ball pen clown. But you can see how fast this actually is to create something like this, and it's very expressive. All right, so I'm gonna rewatch the video and learn from this. Hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.